All right, so I went back to work on this pan, and I need to grind that away so I can get that nut in there. I think I'm clear. I'm going to try it here in a second, but I'll need to tack on nuts to each side of this. So I'm just going to put them in there, twist them up, and get them locked into where I want them, and then I'll tack them in there. All right, so I got these two tacked in there. Man, I hope I can get that bolt out of there. I heated it up so much I wasn't paying attention. Haven't welded in a bit, but she's definitely on there, that's for sure. So we'll let that cool off just a little bit. Hopefully I can get that nut out of there, and we'll go from there. Yeah, it's coming out just fine. All right, that's good. Those two are tapped. There and there and there. All right, cool. They are hot though. All right, good morning. It's the next day. This has come out really nice. It's hardening up. It's pretty much dry, and the motor mounts look great, so that's good. I'll probably flip those over and do the other side this afternoon. It's supposed to get up to 70 degrees today. It is not 70 degrees right now. It's actually kind of freezing. I just took my jacket off being in here because I was outside. But I took the motor outside and I cleaned it off the best I could clean it and blew it all off and got all the junk out that I could get out of it. So now I'm going to start taping it up and taping over the tags and, you know, all that stuff. So I'm going to work on that. It'll probably take a while. I'm going to take the belts off if I can and that whole front thing, and take the hoses off that I can take off and tape that stuff up and tape up the wires the best I can so they don't get sprayed, and you know the drill. I got to tape off the whole back so it doesn't get sprayed at all, and then I'm just going to spray the whole front yellow, cat yellow. So I'm going to spray right on top of the filters because we're going to replace those. But yeah, that's the deal. I'm going to try to get as far as I can on that today and get it painted. And it'd be great if I could get that painted so it's ready to go when I get the bearings in and start putting it all back together. But we'll see if we get that far. All right, well, enough talking really. Let me just get to work and see how far I get. Thankfully, we got good weather. If I get that done, then I'll move on to the front of the bus and I'm going to pull it outside and then start grinding all this down and get it ready for paint. I can paint it later. I just get a heater on here and get it painted later, but I can't really grind it out in here. I could, but I want to grind it out outside where I won't get dust everywhere. And there'll be a lot of grinding on the bottom, flats and that stuff, a little bit on the sides. I want to get back there and try to get as much as I can of those tanks. And even the front axle and stuff, I'd like to hit that as well, just to protect it a little more. You know, I'm not gonna be able to get everything, and I understand that, but I want to get what I can just to protect what I can. You know what I mean? So we'll work on that. I think a lot of the rust up here is because of the electric. You know, electric has funny responses to steel has funny responses to electric, right? So maybe that's what it was. I'm not 100% sure where all the rust is coming from, but if we can get it cleaned up and painted up, that would be awesome. I really will be painting around a lot of hoses, so it'll be really a pain. I'll try not to get anything on anything, but you got to do what you got to do, right? So it's interesting, that floor, that tape. I'll have to get some new vent tape. I'm not sure what they did there. I'm going to put sound deadener and heat deadener across the top of that anyway. So it's interesting. There's a square there falling out though. I wonder what they had to get into to do that, to make that hole. Anyway, that's a future. Let me work on this right now. I can sit here and talk about everything and not do anything. Let me get something done. right, I'm making pretty good headway. However, I'm making terrible video. The camera's on the other side of the engine. I just realized it, and I've taped up this whole side. So I will try to do better. But yeah, I got the starter taped up, and then oh, that is on it. Okay, I was gonna say that came off, but it's not. I'm trying to get that plate taped off so I can spray that plate because it's rusting. I want to be able to shoot it from both sides, yellow. And then I'll just leave this on there and spray that up to there. It's fine. I may take that off. I don't know. And let's see. I'll end up taking this stuff off. So I'm right over here just getting this cable in. I'm probably gonna pull the zip tie and pull all these cables back. I'll tape the one that goes up underneath the bottom all the way across so I don't accidentally hit it. All right, I've taped and wiped down the motor about the best I can do it. So we'll just have to be really careful not to spray the wires. I don't really know how I'm gonna get this back plate. I guess we'll just kind of figure it as we go. Just try to be careful, not spray the generator or anything that we're not trying to get sprayed. So we will have to be careful. The wind's blowing pretty good right now, so we'll have to kind of push to the side of the building. I may even have to take it, actually I'll probably take it out the other side of the building. That's what I'll do. So I'll push it out this way, which will suck, but I'll have to push it out this way just to get away from the wind so the wind's blowing out in the field, not towards the building. Let's push this sucker around and get it outside. If you're wondering what the actual time on that was for what I spent there cleaning, it was about 2 hours to tape it up and clean it. right, so that came out really nice. I got a few touch-up places to do, and of course I'll let it dry out till it's just a little bit tacky and sheeter it again. I got some places in there I need to get, you know, a couple of the harder places to get to. But yeah, we'll let her dry up a little bit. I'll spray her again, and then we'll let it dry. And then I got to figure out how to, we got to lift her up and get the bottom of the oil pan, because that's actually what's going to show, or partly going to show. Really a lot of this is for protection anyway. But yeah, it looks really good. Looks really good. See, the hard part for me now is just to wait to get the tape off, because I want to take the tape off right now so I can see it all, you know, fancied up with its badges and all that. But we'll wait, and we'll get it in a bit. This paint is made to go on. It goes on so thick, right? And almost runs, which is okay. Just the way that it works, it fills in the holes and gaps and stuff like that. I don't know why I'm painting this exhaust. That's kind of stupid because it's just going to burn off. But yeah, we'll just get this last top coat on here, and or not last top coat, but we'll get a top coat on here, and yeah, just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Boy, the wind is killing me today. And yeah, we'll finish this out, and I'll lift it up and get the bottom, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll check back in a while. All right, I went ahead and painted the engine plate, mounting plate again on the other side, and I'll let that dry up. We'll just let them cook in the sun. I was going to start grinding on the metal for the fan shroud, but I thought I was going to do it there. But the wind is really blowing around here, and I don't want to kick up all that metal dust and rust and all that stuff and then have it come back here and get on my paint job. So I'm going to let it dry for a while before I do anything. I can find plenty of things to clean up in the garage or tinker with, or maybe I'll just wire brush on the bus a little bit, or I don't know. But I just think it's better to wait for now, and then we'll kick on to something else here in a second. Check this out. This is my Skag, and it wasn't run right. The clutch was flopping. I couldn't figure out why, and it broke the other side, this side of the clutch holder. So now I got to order one of those too. It's always something in it. At least I figured it out though. Sometimes that's the hardest part. All right, sometimes I just don't think. You know, I wasn't going to work over there where I normally do, because the wind will blow down here and get this all dirty. I wasn't thinking the wind's blowing this way. I could just be equal to or past it, and the wind will blow it that way. So yeah, I'm going to come over here and work. Sometimes I amaze myself. All right, let me grind this down. All right, so I took a little more of the tape off and off the labels and stuff, and a couple of different parts, but I yeah, let it dry. So, some of that stuff I'm going to keep covered because I'm going to be shooting up from the bottom, so I didn't want to uncover everything yet. Yeah, I got to paint that oil pan, so I'll probably lift it up, paint that, and let it dry. That'd be really nice to have an engine stand right now. Usually I just use the excavator. Tomorrow I do have a job with the excavator, so maybe I'll use the tractor. Maybe I'll just put a board or something underneath the fork to keep it in the air. I don't know how long it'd stay up. It might stay up for the day, I guess. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Good morning. It was a good morning this morning. I had to run down and do my part. And that's one of the great things about living in the United States. You get to vote in your elected officials, whether you like them or not. All right. So while I was gone, we got in the radiator, the upper and lower radiator hoses, a new fuel pump, new belts. I ordered bearings. I told them I wanted bearings for the pulleys and they sent me the whole assembly, which is a little different. This one has the front belt spacer, but I don't think it's used. So the back gets put in there. And then they sent me a new top pulley, which this one is kind of worn. It's thin. So I guess it's a good thing. So we will use it. I think it lines up. Yeah, see all the bolt holes line up. So anyway, we'll put the new stuff on after we paint the bottom sometime today. And of course I got the top pulley all painted up, ready to go to be bolted back on. So yeah, I'll get the excavator loaded and all that, and then we'll come over and lift this engine up. I need to paint the bottom and just let it hang for the rest of the day and dry, or at least for a few hours. And then I can start putting the engine mounts back on it and all that stuff. So we're in a pretty good position. But in the meantime, I gotta prep. I gotta to help the lady this afternoon, so I need to load the excavator on the trailer and all that. So I'm gonna go do that and change clothes, and then I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna get done. All right. See you in a bit. Yeah, that engine looks good, doesn't it? It's looking really good, but we're gonna paint this bottom up down here. Well, I'll do a little wire brushing too, looks like, and just clean it up and paint underneath here, and then we'll get it back in the deal. Probably have to put some tape on the bottom there, put a little more tape around this black cut it cable, but I'll do that real quick, and we'll spray her and we'll let her hang and dry. Yeah, we're in a good place, in a good place. Let me get this going and we'll get moving on. What I got. All right, let's see if that one works. I could raise it. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. I'm gonna stick it right there. A little more. All right, so that's I just got this board sitting there loose. I almost crushed it when I first put it in there, but I want the hydraulics to kind of put the pressure down on it, so the hydraulics are holding the majority of the weight, not that little board. Anyway, not much else I'm going to do. I was going to start grinding on the front of the bus, but it's windy out there and I don't want the dust coming in and getting on this, so I think I'm going to pass on that for now. I'm going to unwrap this engine, then probably go work on the basement, but I'm not really sure, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, all right, so let me get this unwrapped and we'll go from there. All right, so that looks absolutely beautiful. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Looks really good with all the tape off and all the paper off. So yeah, it just needs to dry, and then we can start putting it all back together. Get the engine mounts on it, and then get it set in the pan. Get it set in the pan, bolt the back down, find the holes for the front, get those marked, pull the thing back out, drill the holes, tap those, and we can figure out where the vent needs to be for the back here, for the generator, for the heat to go out. And I think they won't be in a good position about then. I haven't decided about powder coating or just painting it. You know, I just painted that to Rust-Oleum. That'll cost me nothing to paint it, and it'll be a couple $100 to powder coat it. It's not really a money thing, but it's like, you know, powder coat is going to be that much better. A lot of times the powder coat, just like this frame, it chips off after time. Of course, paint does that too, but I don't know. All right, my new tap came in, and I got two of them. I got one regular one to put back in the set, and then I got a long shank one for this because I need to get over top of the, spin it over the top of the thing. I'm definitely not using a hand tool again. That's good. The very top was a little loose, but it definitely is cutting down there, so that's great. That bolt will hold nice in there. That's more what I was worried about. So anyway, hopefully you guys are doing good. I ran and got some gravel for a guy this morning, and I've got the perk test this afternoon, which I thought was yesterday. So I loaded up the excavator, and I don't know. Guess I looked at it wrong. Yep, don't ever get old. So anyway, this is good. This is tapped, but I think I'm going to spend the rest of the day in between doing the perk test for the lady, and now I'm going to pull the bus out, and I'm just going to start working on that. We get 81-degree temperature today, and then tomorrow it's going to start raining, and I honestly think we have rain just about every day after that. So if I can get the grinding and all the dust part done outside, I can paint it in here. I'll just put cardboard down on the floor, and I can paint it in here. That's not a big deal. I just need to get the other work done. So, all right, so let me clean up just a bit. I'm going to put the bus outside, and then we'll start grinding, sanding in the front. All right, sorry, I forgot all about you guys. I just went to work. I just started getting the bus out, and I got everything out, and I just started working. I didn't get too far though, and then I remembered you. So it's not like we're not friends and anything, but I just didn't think about you right away. So I've been working on this I-beam here, just getting it started with this wire wheel's working great for this. So hopefully it holds up long enough for me to do this little piece in here and get it all trimmed out and ready to paint. But we'll go as far as we can with the little wire wheel. But let me grind away at this thing. Sorry for not getting you, keeping you up to date. I'll get this little camera going here. It's gonna be hard to get a shot of this, but we'll figure it out. I had to go wash my face and my arms and my hands, and even though I had gloves on, they were ripped up, and even though I had long sleeves on, the stuff was getting underneath there. Well, we did a good job cleaning it out. I mean, we could spend a whole lot more time in there for sure. I mean, you could just be in there for days, but we're trying to get the basis of it done so we keep the rust down. You know, like on the dump truck, I mean, they get a little rusty, you brush them down, you paint them again. So I'm not worried about it. I know a lot of people are going to say pour 15. I've even said it, you know, a couple times in the video. I don't know. I did pour 15. I wasn't impressed. Powder coating, I thought about doing. I've gone back and forth though on, but as I look at this frame that's been powder coated, I'm like, oh my goodness, because where it bubbles or peels away as one big piece, the water gets behind it and really rusts bad behind there, as opposed to just chipping off and wearing or whatever. So I don't know. But anyway, I got that cleaned up really good. So I'll back the bus back in here and get her back out of the weather. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna start painting or not. I don't have that much time, but maybe. And then for sure tomorrow, yeah, because I think I guess I could start cutting in with the brush. And then maybe tomorrow I'll come back out and finish it. Or maybe even this evening, depending on how long this takes. So let me get this backed in here anyway, and we'll get busy on that. Alright, as I did this video, we're around the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to cut it here. As always, I appreciate you spending your time with me. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe.